Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to MTG Arena. Today is Monday, October 28th. We had someone on the chat and on the stream saying that the Brawl launch event gave me 5 cards. Good to know. I wasn't really sure what... it gave me 5 skins of cards. Which I guess also gave me those 5 cards. But it's my understanding that these brawls are going to be free on Wednesdays, so paying to enter it as I did was probably a mistake. I think maybe not. I did just finish doing a ranked draft, throwing an Eldrin card, and then crafted all my cards, so I really need to do a little bit of a deck rebuild. So let's see. Clone this deck and then take this and let's see. Out for Blood version 2.0. 2.0. That's two going that's 1.1 is the right version number for this, because all I'm gonna do is come in here, and since we know this is a black deck, we're gonna come over here to black lands and throw in some of the black lands that we have instead of what we've got. So add. Don't have that. I can't craft it right now, so take that. And then we're gonna see black, white, black. Gain a life, add. So that's 7 cards. And then let's see. One, 2, 3, 4. That's 11 cards. Add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. I don't know what my commander's color identity would be, but I'm gonna throw that in there and try that. So 7, 11, 15. Then 16. Okay. So my thought there is I'm now where just apply styles in general, why not? Where is swamps? Here we are. So 1, 2, 3. We just have to kind of click and look at the top, don't we, to get it back down to 60. So just get rid of the swamps and improve that. Hopefully that's an improvement. Hopefully it doesn't turn out that some of these are worse cards. And then the only question would be, is there possibly a card here that I could play that's a multicolored card that would be better than something else I have. But that's a land. Why am I still seeing lands? Fable Passage. Equipped creature gets +10/+10 and loses flying. Equip is 8 mana. Okay. That might be interesting. Imagine Gingerbrute is not bad. Enters the battlefield, scry. Exile, create a 1/1 creature, white creature token. That's not a bad card. Let's see. Witch's Oven, I don't think it's that useful. This is more mana increase. Creatures gain haste till the end of the turn. Multicolored creatures you control get +1/+1. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough of that. Golden Egg, we'll try it. Let's see. Make a copy of instant. Whenever you cast an adventure, instant, or sorcery spell, copy it. You may choose a new target. Let's see. That's not a bad card. So whenever you sacrifice another permanent, you may pay 3 mana. If you do creature token, create a token that's a copy of Sorcerer's Broom. That's not super useful. So a lot of cards here. A lot of things I kind of didn't want to have to deal with yet. There we go. Put a bunch of those in there. Add a mana of any color. Like, how much mana do I need? Because I'm adding a ton, and frankly this is getting out of hand. Let's see. Is this really even a black deck at this point? Like, it really doesn't feel like it is. Let's see. No, I wanted to read that. Close spells cost less to cast. Interesting. This is a 7. You need something that would really justify playing so many cards, because now I have 17 extra cards that I would have to consider getting rid of over the black cards. So I don't think this figure is super useful. Let's get rid of that. Death Touch and knights. Which is better? This or this? Because honestly, I could probably just get rid of all the black cards. But if I was going to do that, then why even stick with that? Let's get rid of that. Let's see. Vampires get +1/+1. How many vampires do I have? Destroy target creature. We'll get rid of that. Yeah, this is supposed to be a vampire deck. So then it becomes unnecessary to scry. Let's get rid of some of the most expensive mana cost things. Right, when I right click that, it doesn't do anything. This is an 8 mana card. But this is a 7 mana card. Where this is a 6. I think we gotta get rid of at least one of those. We have 9 more things to think about. This one actually isn't that useful because it's 2 mana to give you 1 mana. So let's get rid of that. That brings us down to just 6 cards. Let's see. I like Spinning Wheel. I'm gonna try Heroic Banner. Let's see. This is the same situation. 2 mana for 1 mana of any color. So that's just converting. 1 mana to add 1 mana of any color or get life. That's actually not useful either. That is. So we're then just down to 4 cards that we'd have to get rid of. So what do we want to get rid of? Draw a card, then you lose. Yeah, this isn't useful. There. So we need 3 more cards gone. So what strategy do we want to get rid of? One of those, one of those, and one of those. Did I improve this deck in any way, or did I just make it worse? Command, target, and Argent Signet. Alright, let's look at that. Why does Command Tower have limited use? Add mana of any color in your commander's color identity. I guess that is wrong, because I think that only does work in Brawl. And then Argent Signet, Arcane Signet. Alright, so then we would want this back, which we did not do that. So let's go back here and fix that. Why does this not? Let's put that in there. That would require a white color. Do we have any way to even get a white color? I guess we do. But I guess this is both a white and black card. And then we'll put that in. And we need 4 more cards. I'm looking at a lot of cards there. I don't want to sacrifice things. That's for sure. Death touch and draw a card might not be a bad idea. You could also search for vampires specifically. There we go. We'll take 1 more of those. We don't have 1 more of those. Do I have 1 more of these? Nope. There is definitely some strategy. If I just had more cards. Yeah. If only. That's really what this is going to boil down to, is if only. Let's see what we have saying on the chat. Command tower needs a commander. Yes, I figured that out, I think, at this point. Which means only in Brawl. Or seems like that's the way that works. So those are like special cards. We'll put baked into a pie in there. There are special cards that only really work in Brawl, where I guess that would be something that they should work on. There we go. I don't want to spend any more time on this. There's almost certainly some other cards that I could think about, but obviously we are just kind of low in general. As far as, let's see, let's put that in there instead of baked into a pie. Yep. Alright, out for blood. Now what I stupidly didn't check here is, blue-black works? Okay, kill 15 opponents' creatures, blue-black. Good, we can just play this new deck we just built in standard ranked. I don't see there's really any reason not to. I feel like the commander cards, though, and any cards that aren't specifically for usable for most playstyles, should probably be filtered out. I guess maybe they should have asked me. What? Why am I playing red cards? I just clicked on the black deck. Guess we're playing a red game here for no reason. Alright. Yeah, I feel like the deck should ask us straight at the beginning, is this a brawl deck? Or it should have like a slot for a commander that is grayed out, and then when you put a commander in it, it makes it very obvious through some animation that it's a brawl deck. The fact that I could just throw in garbage cards is probably some crazy high level strategy, but it's not something I think realistic. Let's see. And if I win here or not, that really isn't going to have anything to do with the deck I just built, so I just want a quick victory, and if I can get it, and then we'll see what I did wrong. I'm not even sure how they changed my card back, which goes to show that I've got a lot more learning to do. Turn. So while it says opponent turn, we'll auto pass, and we'll come over here and look at games. Here we have a game on Steam called Fly EX, I guess, as in Flex. I don't know. This is one of those games where the world itself rotates, and it's a platformer. It's in black and white. It doesn't look very well polished or visually appealing. It's $8.99. Discounted, and says it supports a bunch of languages. I am unimpressed, to say the least. Alright, let's get rid of this. There we go. Whenever attacks, you may cast target instant associated with converted mana cost less than or equal to the power. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and use this ability instead. And then all attack. Yeah. Well, either my internet just went down or Steam is down. That's gonna make for an awkward experience. What was this? When an Angel of Grace enters the battlefield until the end of turn, damage that would be reduced your life total to less than 1 reduces it to 1 instead. Exile Angel of Grace from your graveyard, your life becomes 10. Interesting. So let's go ahead and put this on the field, and then this, and then attack with everything. Maybe I shouldn't have played that spell. So it doesn't really matter what he does right now, because whatever he tries to do, well, I can just counter with an ability. And it does seem like Steam is down right now. So as I guess I could come over here and just double check to make sure I'm streaming. Seems like we're fine on our front as far as internet speed. So we'll just cover the news. That'll leave me in an awkward position, but not a terrible position, where I would just have to sometime later curate the games that came out on Steam today, and then we'll talk about those games on Wednesday, or talk about the ones that are of a certain quality. Worth mentioning. Okay. 775 XP. Right. So what did I click on that was wrong here? This is what I wanted to play. Is Out for Blood 1.1. Which is somehow converted itself from a black to a white black, which it really isn't a white black, but whatever. It's got like one white black cards in it, and that's it. So swamp, and then a bunch of other things. This is probably one that you would want to mulligan, because we're trying to see other lands, and they want you to have like 3 lands anyways. So I'm gonna put this down. Alright. So if I play a swamp right now, it doesn't do anything. Interesting. So we want to play this last. I want to just play basic swamps first, and then if I control 4 more lands, then that would be helpful. Let's go ahead and play that first. So this is only a defender. Creatures you control of chosen color can now. So we get to pick a color. I was expecting a wheel, but okay, we'll pick black. Tap had 1 mana of that chosen color, so that's another black mana if we ever need it. No attacks. Each player sacrifices 3 creatures who create 3 food tokens. He's surveilling as a strategy, which is buffing this guy out. Alright. Choose black again. So now you can either defend, or you can do nothing. I'm gonna go ahead and attack with this guy and see whether he wants to block or not. He chose to not. All right. in that turn. This is working great. Heroic Banner, major improvement. Give a +1/+1 buff to any deck of any color, particularly. Even if I was playing a like black-white here, I could have given a +1 to all the black creatures and a +1 to all the white creatures. Let's see. So I'm gonna play this, and then I want to tap this. And then what are the lands that we can play? Yeah, if anything, the only reason that card, like this Fabled Passage, like exists, it seems, is to specifically just yeah, it seems like the only way reason the Fabled Passage exists is to get rid of a land card, or if you need one very specific land card. But otherwise, I don't think it makes sense. So we could sacrifice food tokens to get more health. Like, we're in a really nice position. And this one can't be blocked but doesn't have reach. This one could add mana, which means I could get health. Is there a reason to do that right now? I guess. Let's just sacrifice food token. Sure. Whenever you gain life. Buffer that one up. Oh man. Didn't realize that card had some ability to buffer. Not buffer, but buff. Still don't know what half of these cards do. Alright. See how well this works. Let's see. So you don't really want to attack or do anything right now. We would want to get one more that character back. I think I could have gotten him back if he wasn't exiled. Whenever which card was it that he cast? It's not in his graveyard. Where's his exiled pile? Can I not look at an exiled pile, or did he just not exile anything? And I can't read this at all. Text is still too small. Well, whatever. Whatever that does. the main thing here is I doubt that I could kill any of these creatures by healing myself. But I need a way to get past these guys if I'm going to do more damage. I guess meanwhile, we'll talk about the news. Gamer Sutra has an article here. Get a job. Obsidian Entertainment, Insomniac Games, and more are hiring. Obsidian is in Irvine, California, looking for a combat designer. Disbelief is in Chicago, Illinois, looking for a junior programmer. The Pokemon Company is looking for a senior React front-end developer in Bellevue, Washington. I've heard they were doing something more to the they were doing something more with Pokemon Go, adding like boss battles or something. Can't be blocked. Okay. Next. Attack with that one. And next. And next. In turn. If I have to do this 11 turns, that's going to be irritating. Simutronics Corp in Maryland Heights, Missouri is looking for an assistant technical artist. Insomniac Games is looking for a lead level designer. Insomniac Games is a recognizable company. What did they make, though? Let me think. Or let me do the research. Insomniac Games website. Let's see. Stormland, Spider-Man's Marvel. Stormland seems to be the one they're working on right now. I feel like Insomniac did more than that, though. Let's see. The Unspoken, Ratchet and Clank, Edge of Nowhere, Sunset Overdrive. I guess that's probably where I last heard them from, was Sunset Overdrive, which in part I think also implies that if Stormland does not succeed pretty well, they're going to be in a bad position because Sunset Overdrive didn't succeed very well. So that's the card that can exile things and then it gets shuffled back into the deck. Interesting. So I'll have to read those rules. Oh, here we have an Open Critic article. Game Freak has no plans for more Pokemon Let's Go games. Okay, so what was the deal then? I guess maybe they'll have to put that on the back burner, and maybe they would come out with a new Pokemon Let's Go game 10-20 years from now, or maybe it was just not really a success in their eyes as much as they would have liked it to be. I kind of felt like the idea of turning effectively what is Kids First RPG into an even more simplified, less grindy experience, probably a good idea for modern day and age. But then there were some problems with the Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee games, because you still had a lot of grinding if you wanted to get the shiny versions of all of those characters. So you still were in a weird position. Why do I keep tapping so much mana? What am I doing with all my mana? So that I can't use this ability. guess, though, Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu were remakes of Pokemon Yellow, so there's plenty of time there where they could have just fixed that. They totally could have done something different there, to work on what would have been Gold and Silver, or whatever the next generation of Pokemon games, re-releasing that. I guess I can attack here if I wanted to, but I won't, because there's no reason to right now. This guy is countering all my good strategies, which obviously aren't that good. Like, I have plenty of mana if I could just do something with it. And that's what I was definitely feeling when building this deck, is that I needed a couple of cards that that would justify having so much mana on the field. But yeah, this is kind of working. So this guy's gonna attack you every time, and I could kill him, and that's about all I could do. It's like every card he's destroying. It's not like he's gonna run out of cards or anything. I guess you always start with 20 health and 40 cards in a deck, usually speaking, at least. So the draft didn't really change any of those rules. It's just alright. So best we're gonna get, I think, is if I attack here. So either you defeat me and then I do 1 damage to you, or nothing else happens. Wow. Let's sacrifice food and get more health. Just because we've got nothing better to do. This would synergize so much better if I had that acrobat character on the field. What does this card do? Dream Eater is a field surveil 4. When you do, you may return target non-permanent and opponent controls to its owner's hands. So I was going to put that in my hand. Okay. The right strategy would have been to sit on this food the entire game until you were about to lose, or until you had the acrobat on the field. Well, just auto pass everything because we don't need to do anything. Techcraft has an article here. George Zeitz co-founds new studio Digimancy Entertainment. I have no idea who George Zeitz is. Obsidian and In Exile veterans strikes out on his own. Okay, cool. Apparently, maybe this is George Zeitz. So, okay. We'll see in a few years, I guess, if Digimancy Entertainment has anything of interest to sell. Man, really can slow down the process of this. I really wish when it popped up a new resolve there was like a 5-second timer. Alright, so we were wondering what this would do. Let's see. Gives us an 8/8. And then the spell costs 1 less for each gate you control. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Whenever a gate enters the battlefield under your control, you may put Gate Colossus from your graveyard on top of your library. So you would need several of those. Meanwhile, do we want to attack? No. So the only thing that can block them is this and this, both of which would die. This doesn't have reach though, so I can't block some of this. And is that just gonna exile this card? I think it is. Thief of Sanity. Whenever Thief of Sanity deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 3 cards of that player's library. Exile one of them face down, then put the rest into the graveyard. So, this is the closest thing we have to an in-game strategy. Is this card. Next attack, 1 attacker. If he doesn't block, he's doomed. If he does block, something dies. And he can't block with this, this, this. Only this, this, and this. Is he just gonna really let this happen? Because he's played really hard to actually try and win here. We are actually playing ranked. So he returns that to my hand. It's really not going to be a problem. Just, I guess I would give this summoning sickness and stretch this a little bit longer. There we go. We'll sacrifice the food. So that'll speed up gameplay a lot now that we don't have a instant thing we can do. Let's see. Gamatsu has an article here. 3D action point-and-click adventure game Kwandan Azuma Manor story is coming to the West in December. This looks like a feudal Japan point and click adventure. It might be kind of the wrong phrase for it, but I don't know what else you would kind of call it. More of a horror PS2 looking style adventure game. Yeah, it doesn't fully feel like a point and click. It feels a lot more like an Alone in the Dark type game. Man, how'd they get rid of that card? Really wish there was a log here because I totally missed that. I totally missed how they got rid of my card, which was super important, but they weren't able to get rid of that card. Let's check back and see if Steam is still down. So that was a failure, but kind of a long failure, so I don't feel like that was a large enough of a condemnation of the deck I built. And I don't feel like I pulled anything out of that needs to be removed. So we'll just jump into the next game. Let's see. Do we want to mulligan this? Enter the battlefield tapped. Death touch, lock, link. I'm gonna keep this. I think that's fine. Play this. We play that. To early success. Let's see. We'll have to play that tap. So do we want to defeat that right now? No. We'll just do no attack. Because we know we have cards in here that would love to see this guy get buffed. And we know of cards in here that would also react if that guy got defeated. Right. Not ready to play that. Play that. No attacks. Gamatsu has an article here. Final Fantasy VII Remake Thailand Game Show Stage Archive. Producer explains inclusion of the Squats minigame. Which I guess this is the Squats minigame. That probably was in the original game. And here you can see this is one of these stage shows that they do for a lot of Asian games where they talk about it and they're mostly just talking and they really don't have a lot to say even at that. Right. Black. And then we can play that. Then we can attack with impunity. What is this? Enchant creatures can't attack or block. Interesting. There goes my card. That sucks, but we'll not have a problem there. I'm still not going to attack yet. We're just waiting for the right cards to show up. TechRaptor has an article here. The Outer Worlds hilariously rewards your incompetence. Seems like people are big into the Outer Worlds. Honestly, with the release of the Outer Worlds, even if I don't ever play the Outer Worlds, I feel like it is potentially open the gateway and cross the line where the idea of needing to play a Bethesda game might no longer really exist. We might be at that point. Let's see, next here. And that's it. So, yeah, not super hyped on the Outer Worlds, but I think it does kind of replace Fallout games. It does kind of maybe even replace the space game that Bethesda is working on. It may even replace Skyrim and Elder Scrolls games. Although I would argue the Elder Scrolls games are being a fantasy game. There's a slight difference in feel and just visual presentation for the Elder Scrolls games. Well, when I get some more mana, those will work. Gonna attack with each of these and see if he wants to do anything about it. Because now he's put tokens on him. And he's got a special basic land skin. Which, okay. That's pretty, I suppose. I would have probably, like, thinking it through, I probably would not have allowed, if I was in charge of Magic, the art to change on the land without it just changing on the land for everybody. Just like next core set land is always going to be extended art because basic land never does anything anyways. It doesn't need that empty box that it gets. And since you've already introduced the concept of the extended art, then yeah, why not make all the cards that don't do anything have extended art? When Magic first started, all the cards looked very much exactly the same, and I don't know if that really benefited anybody or did anything helpful, but it was consistency, and consistency sometimes is just the right move. Let's see. Attack with that, and then attack here and here. TechRaptor has an article here, Dicey Dungeons Halloween update, roll some bones. So if you're playing Dicey Dungeons, check out the update. See, Dicey Dungeons is on Steam, but if I click the Steam link, then nothing will happen because Steam is down. Yeah. TechRaptor has an article here. North Korea has a video game console for some reason. Wouldn't be surprised. if it's some kind of family clone, just some rip-off of a family clone playing NES ROMs or stolen clones of NES ROMs. That's certainly what happened in China for many decades, and is a leading reason, in part at least, why there are so many terrible Chinese games that show up on Steam. Piracy also, same reason there's so many terrible Russian games on Steam, is that you have these entire societies where the kids who would have grown up to be programmers only had the hardware and the experience with playing with 30 plus year old games, and they don't even know what a AAA game of 2019 looks like, or they recognize that they have no chance of actually programming something like that because there's no audience in their native country demanding something of that quality or capable of paying for something of that quality. Why can I not block this guy? Why could I not have blocked him before? I guess maybe he wasn't attacking. Might be the long and short of that one. There we go. Alright. Next. Want this one to attack, and this one to attack, and then activate this ability so it can't be blocked. And now we've got something. Now we can start doing some damage. Finally. Death Touch lifelink. Done. Do I have enough mana to attack? I can attack with that.
Presence alone will guide you towards victory.
Alright, so now exile the top cards from your library face down, then create two 2/2 spirit tokens. When the tokens leave the battlefield, put the exiled cards into your hand. Okay. I'll do that.
The fabric of the multiverse obeys me.
And apparently you can only do one thing at a time. Alright, attack with that, and then I guess maybe attack with this. Does that make sense? No. Just attack with that. Okay. So block with that. I guess that works. now I want to destroy this, I guess.
I can create or destroy.
And then put this on the field. Now, what is his ability? +3/+3 in death touch until the end. At the beginning of your end step, if the player has 4 more life this turn, put a 1/1 counter on him. Alright. So, attack with that one. And then we'll attack and attack. And is there any reason not to attack with this? Actually, let's just wait on that one. Yeah, we don't even need to use his ability, because his ability is just till the end of the turn. So he's trying to gain life, he's trying to save himself. Let's see. Resolve. Is there something I can do to resolve that would help? Nope. So he's just gonna kill the planeswalker, I guess, because there's nothing I can do there. It's probably not too big of a deal.
Too many
That was weird how the animation stalled there. Alright. Still one short. So uses 2 lives. If we want to do 2 lives, I guess that's probably the right move. Because then that buffs this guy up. Which then lets that attack. And let's see. That's pretty much all we can attack with right now. But we could also do this if we wanted to. Yeah, let's do that. That way we have another card we can get in our hand. Meanwhile, TechRaptor has an article. Golf with Your Friends Worms crossover update is now available. Golf with Your Friends, and not being the most recent crazy golf game out there, but then I guess Worms also not like the most recent game to come out either. This looks interesting enough. The question is, can you play golf with your friends in single player, or is it a solely multiplayer game, or mostly multiplayer game? Okay. Here we go. I think we have enough here. No, we should still do that. And then we attack with this. And honestly, I think if I attacked with this, this, and this, and this, I think I've just won the game. Although I'd like the attack order the attack order wouldn't have mattered. I have to remind myself it doesn't synergize like that. It activated abilities after a creature dies happens after the battle phase, but before main phase 2, I suppose. Yeah, we're still teetering around gold tier, but we're doing alright. We need to cast some more black spells and get some more victories, and arguably I shouldn't play ranked, I should just be playing regular play as a way of saving time. More cards. And more wild cards. Like that one pack alone made it feel like we had made some progress. So here's the weirdness, I suppose. Alright, Steam is back up. So we can start talking about the games. We're 12 minutes over, and I think that probably means we should just end this recording here and make another recording, since I could certainly do with a few more episodes. We might even go to a 4th episode today, just because of the draft. And yeah, I don't know if we're even going to get to on a standard process here, getting 4 victories every day. I'm kind of not getting that, and I probably should be. And I don't know where I could really squeeze in the extra few hours to get victories and play MTG Arena. This is really where, as a YouTuber, I could really do with an intern whose job is to just play Magic the Gathering when I have nothing better for him to do. Of course, I couldn't really pay anybody to do that. That's the rub of it. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.